Some cricketers are remembered for records, others for moments that changed history.
Ajinkya Rahane.
About Ajinkya Rahane.
Ajinkya Rahane belongs to the second group. Calm, humble, and never the loudest on the field, he spent over a decade quietly winning matches. Now, after a 12-year international career, Rahane has retired from all formats, saying the timing is right. Rahane's journey began in Dombivli, Maharashtra, traveling long hours daily for practice. His family could not afford expensive coaching, so his father enrolled him at a local camp on a matting wicket at age 7. Years of hard work earned him his ODI debut.
Beautiful shot, Ajinkya Rahane, only in his first game.
On September 3rd, 2011, against England, just 2 days after his T20 debut against the same opponents. It was his March 2013 Test debut against Australia. Over the next decade, he became India's most dependable Test batter overseas, relying on a calm temperament and solid technique. 8 of his 12 Test centuries came away from home. Rahane had played only a handful of Tests when India toured South Africa in 2013. Waiting for him was a feared pace attack: Dale Steyn, Morne Morkel, and Vernon Philander. In the Boxing Day Test at Durban, Rahane showed he belonged. He made an unbeaten 51 in the first innings to help the lower order. Then, with India trying to avoid defeat in the second innings, he played a courageous 96 off 157 balls, battling South Africa's fast bowlers almost single-handedly. India lost by 10 wickets, but Rahane's fighting knock proved he could succeed in the toughest overseas conditions. In 2014, Rahane stepped onto New Zealand soil at the Basin Reserve in Wellington, a ground famous for fierce winds and a seaming pitch. India's bowlers rolled the hosts for 192, but a sudden storm saw India collapse dangerously to 165 for 5. Walking in at number 7 under immense pressure, Rahane refused to blink. Forging a vital partnership with MS Dhoni, he put on a clinic of absolute discipline, smashing a counter-attacking 118 off just 158 balls. This maiden Test century rescued India, propelling them to a massive first innings total of 438 in a match that ultimately ended in a draw. Later in 2014, Rahane arrived at the Mecca of cricket, Lords. On a notoriously treacherous bright green pitch, India's top order collapsed like a house of cards, leaving the team gasping at a catastrophic 145 for 7. Rahane staged a heroic counter-attack.
Wow, what a shot that is! That's incredible. That's something from out of the IPL from Ajinkya Rahane.
Crafting a masterful 103 off just 154 balls. Alongside the tailenders, he dragged India to a competitive total of 295. This century completely flipped the script. In the final innings, Ishant Sharma unleashed a ferocious spell,
Beautifully bowled by Ishant Sharma,
blowing England away to secure a historic 95-run victory. It sealed India's first Test win at Lords in 28 years, built on Rahane's foundational rescue act. Rahane continued his incredible overseas form during India's 2014 tour of Australia. At the iconic Melbourne cricket ground, facing a strong bowling attack led by Mitchell Johnson, he produced one of the most beautiful innings of his career. Showing excellent footwork, patience, and fearless stroke play, he scored a brilliant 147 off 171 balls. His partnership with Virat Kohli, who also scored a century, helped India post a strong total of 465 runs in the first innings of the drawn Test. The performance cemented his reputation as a batter who could handle pressure, pace, and difficult pitches anywhere. In 2015, Rahane proved he could conquer challenging conditions at home too. During the Delhi Test against South Africa, the Feroz Shah Kotla pitch turned sharply, making every run a battle for survival. Rahane responded with incredible patience, scoring a brilliant 127 in the first innings. Then, in the second innings, he returned to score a composed, unbeaten 100.
Well played, Ajinkya Rahane. A century in each innings in Delhi. He started here with 7 and 1, remember?
With those twin centuries, he became only the 5th Indian batter in Test history to score hundreds in both innings of the same match, securing a dominant 337-run victory and a 3-0 series win. Nothing compares to what happened in Australia during the 2020 to 2021 Border Gavaskar Trophy. The tour started with a dark moment. India were bowled out for just 36 runs in Adelaide, their lowest Test total ever.
Bowls him! Paddy Cummins, so often the man for Australia. He gets the vital breakthrough.
To make matters worse, Captain Virat Kohli returned home for the birth of his child.
As he heads off to spend time with his wife.
Responsibility fell on Rahane, and he responded with one of the greatest captain's performances in history. At the Melbourne Cricket Ground, he led from the front with a calm, brilliant 112, guiding India to an 8-wicket victory to level the series.
Special moment, the standing captain has delivered.
Under his leadership, an injury-hit team fought through setbacks to win the series 2-1, including a historic victory that ended Australia's 32-year unbeaten streak at the Gabba. Rahane's Melbourne 100 was named ESPN Cricinfo's Test Batting Performance of the Year. After being dropped from the Test team and fighting his way back through domestic cricket, Rahane received another opportunity on the biggest stage. In 2023, he was recalled for the World Test Championship final against Australia at the Oval. Coming in under intense pressure, he top-scored for India with a determined 89 runs against Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc and Scott Boland. He played 2 final tests in the West Indies in July 2023, bringing a legendary international journey to an end. Ajinkya Rahane leaves international cricket with a legacy built on consistency and resilience. In Test cricket, he played 85 matches, scoring 5,077 runs at an average of 38.46, with 12 centuries and 26 50s. In one-day internationals, he made 90 appearances, scoring 2,962 runs at an average of 35.26, with 3 centuries and 24 50s. In T20 internationals, he played 20 matches, scoring 375 runs at an average of 20.83. Rahane captained India in 6 Test matches, finishing with a remarkable unbeaten record of 4 wins, 2 draws, and 0 defeats. In his emotional farewell message, Rahane thanked his teammates, coaches, family, and fans, noting that his cricket journey is not over as he hopes to guide the next generation. Rahane was never the loudest superstar. He let his performances speak. From Durban to Lords, Melbourne to the Gabba, he delivered when India needed him most. He retires with 8,414 international runs and 15 centuries. Ajinkya Rahane will always be remembered as India's quiet hero, a calm leader who stood tallest under pressure.